Hey YouTube, DJ Art is here from Art is Positive Empowerment, and I want to welcome you to Release. I had this idea that, what we do in life is literally just release what is meant for us to do. But most of us, myself included, don't do it. Many of the things that we're supposed to be doing in life. And so this blog, this YouTube, and literally my life now is about release. So Release was basically built off the idea that everyone has potential to become a lot of different things. There is opportunities, there are outcomes that are far beyond our simple-mindedness or our one-track mindedness. And honestly, as I've gotten older, I've kind of realized the things I enjoy, poetry, music, these brought me fulfillment in life, and I was too afraid that people won't judge, people won't accept it, people won't like it. I mean, even now, I've been hesitating on releasing this video on Release because I kept thinking that no one would want to know about, better ways or how to get in touch with what's meant for you from me. And this is literally day one of me finally saying, you know what, artist, release what's meant for you. And so we're starting with Release. I want to actually go by definitions, because to me it's important that when you know what words mean, when you have an understanding of the meaning, then you can go from there with understanding if this is about me or not, or if this is true to what I believe in, or was this some completely made up thing that I came with. So Release, defined, is to set free from restraint, confinement, or servitude. To relieve from something that confines, burdens, or oppresses. And I mean, literally, if we really just break that down, everything we do is the combination of either release or constraint. So how do we choose to live life? I've lived in constraints of all my opportunities or possibilities, and every day I struggle with actually putting myself out there or putting what's I feel is for me out into the world. But just like the channel is the point, it's time for us to release it. So I mean, when I was thinking about this, and I was like, okay, how am I gonna do a video about release? How, release is such a heavy subject. Like, you say the word release and it's like release your breath, deep breath, release, release it. If something's not serving you, release it. You hear this term all the time, and it's kind of hard when you don't understand, or when you're not attuned, I'll say, with what you are supposed to release. And so I'll start this video off about why it's so hard to release. What are we holding on to, and how do we even get started with releasing? So to me, when I think about why it's hard to release, it's because we kind of built our whole world around what others think of what we can be, what we can do, what we can achieve. And I'm from competitive America, so it's kind of, if you're not the best, or if you're not, wanting to be that, then that's just not, that's not where you should be. That's not the lane you should be in. But the opposite of that is understanding that release is actually just that. If you want to do something, do it. If you want to be something, change how you look. If you want to change your clothes, you want to change. Literally, it's just a choice. A simple choice. But why is it so hard to release? I wanted to be a DJ since I was about 15, 16. I wanted to be one of those laser lights, have have the club floor going crazy. Also, I'm a poet. Spoken word. I also write over 1,000 poems. Terrified to actually release them. And the name of my poetry book is Release. And literally, that was 2 years ago. And since I released the book, I've been scared to release me releasing the book. So I mean, literally, it's a whole battle against your ego. It's a battle against your pride. It's literally walking through that blindness with the strength to say, I can, or it will work. And I guess that's what it really is. We're afraid to release because of failure. I mean, We fail every day though, and it's kind of ironic. We do. We have so many intentions and we fail. We fail at love, we fail at dating, we fail at partners, we fail at jobs, we fail at being the best at everything for everybody. We do it all the time. And then we start to hold on to these things that make us feel less than, and that we can't achieve and that we can't overcome. It's really, really a battle uphill until you get to a place where that releasing is therapy. And that's kind of really why I wanted to start this channel. Release will be about getting back to the source, like your source. It's something that you do when you wake up every morning, or it's something that comes across that, you know, you might be dancing or listening to music or drawing that just gives you a feeling of joy that nothing else can stop. And we don't even connect with these things. We've been kind of polarized to understand dollar and value and how other people see our value in dollar and value. And it's kind of redundant because you're more than a value of what other people think. When you release what you truly are, other people come out the woodwork showing you the shit, like really. And it's every way. Cooks. Just think about everything that everyone does. Someone looks at somebody and says, you're the perfect this, and you don't even think of yourself as that at all. And so release is literally about walking through this door of the unknown, because it's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to release these gifts that were given to you. I'll change how I say it now. Like, these are the gifts that were meant for you to share to the world. Release because it's not yours. Release because it's something that will help someone else. Release because you need you to align with your true self. Yeah. And so, of course, the first question, and I'm literally thinking about stopping this video here, is because I want to engage. I want to be engaging with this. I want to kind of understand, and we're going to grow together with release, because I've learned some things. I don't know anything, and that's kind of like a truth that I learned from other YouTubers, that like, you don't know anything, you just learn as much as you can while you're alive. So release will be about us walking back into our journey. I really want you to think about, like, what is it that you want to release? It could be an album, it could be a painting, it could be clothing lines. This pandemic has really shifted our dependency upon the workforce. You know, it's hustle nation now. You got to kind of realize that beyond you reporting in for work, there are other thousands of things you do. People cook, people clean. I've seen a lot of my friends start cleaning businesses that, you know, people don't want to clean. People don't want to do a lot of things that kind of are normal life, but people will pay somebody to do it, even during the pandemic. So it's important to understand it, to release what your intentions are, because soon as you start doing it, the doors will open. So on our next video, and when I put this down, I actually kind of want to start with, what are some things that you want to release? Why are you hesitant to release it? And honestly, that is the hardest part. Admitting to yourself that you are scared, that it won't go the way you want. It won't be your vision, which I'll double back on later, but you'll come to find out that your vision shifts and adjusts as you actually scope and see the scales of what you can do. It's a very, what word would I want to use? Optimistic yet fearful urge that keeps coming. Like, once you literally start doing it, and don't expect to be picked up off the bat, and don't expect it to start immediately, but just watch. You'll see that somebody in particular in this whole wide world just wants exactly what you have. And I'll just use knickknacks for an example. Have you ever been to somebody's house and they got knickknacks from the front door to the back door? Somebody made those things. Somebody bought those things. Someone collects these things. People cherish these things. Like, when you start to switch your mindset about, like, thinking about how you are, and I'm kind of teaching myself as I'm saying this, because I realized the power of, like, releasing how you feel about this. Like, you are the power that you doubt. itself. So on our next video, I really want us to get into talking about those hesitations. Like let's break this shit down. Like, I'm afraid to release my business because I don't think people will support it. Well, what is this business? How can it help someone? Without the answer, just try to help someone. So I'll see you guys next. And you can follow me on Art is Empowerment on Instagram, djart.is on Instagram. I'll add all the links. But thanks for joining me on Release. See you next time.